What's up guys, it's Kobe with Apex Off-Road. Today we've got a 4Runner in here. The customer originally came in, wanted our 6112 package with a couple of upgrades, and we got it on the lift and said, not today, you need some other maintenance. So got it in here today. I'm mainly focusing on putting a brand new Toyota steering rack in. It had some loose inner tie rods and the bushings had quite a bit of play. Unfortunately, we do not replace these bushings. You run the really high risk of damaging the steering rack when you try to press these out. So we recommend just replacing the steering rack. We only do brand new Toyota OE steering racks when we replace them. I've had personal bad luck with even Toyota remand racks, aftermarket remand racks, aftermarket new racks. The only way to go is Toyota brand new. So that's what we're doing. The 5th gen 4Runners actually come with inner and outer tie rods, which is cool. So we don't have to do anything extra there. I do these steering racks a little bit differently on these Toyotas. The repair manual says you got to pull the front diff. I've always lifted the motor up. It's a little bit faster, less hardware to take out, and it gives you plenty of room to just slide the rack out of the front. So got a few things taken apart here already. Power steering system is flushed. I leave the new rack in, or the old rack in, and just suck new fluid through the whole system till it comes out clear. So now we're ready to pull the lines off of the old rack, and then get the old rack out and put the new one in. All right guys, we're still at it. I just got the steering rack in, set the motor back down on the mounts, got everything tight. I left the outer tie rods out because now we can move on to the lower control arms. Bushings were all blown out, lower ball joints had a lot of play, so we're replacing those. We're putting in our favorite SPC cams. The SPC cams have a plastic sleeve that goes in this front hole so that they don't seize to the bushing sleeve. Which is so common. Somehow these ones weren't seized, but the bushings were just so loose that we needed to replace them. So new control arms will go in soon. This 4Runner is a limited, so it's equipped with the X-Rayus shock system. So for whatever reason, the front and rear opposite corners are connected together with an accumulator in the middle of the frame. And once they start leaking, it's kind of hard to justify replacing the whole system. So a lot of people cut everything out, put a standard shock in there. This customer ended up going with our Bilstein 6112 package and a couple of upgrades. So we're going to end up putting 6112s in here with new top hats, give them a little bit of lift, and then we're going to do SPC upper control arms. And then he did upgrade to the 5160s in the rear, so he'll have reservoir rear shocks. So we'll get these lower control arms in, leave them hanging, get the X-ray system cut out, put the 6112s in, and then we'll work on the upper control arms after that. All right guys, we finally got this 4Runner all wrapped up. Just to bring it all back together. Customer came in, wanted the 6112 package with a couple of our upgrades. He wanted to do the 6112s in the front, upgrade to 5160s in the rear, and instead of a spacer, he wanted a new 1-inch lift spring in the back. We got it up on the lift. went through everything and kind of realized that it needed a lot of maintenance before we started putting new suspension components on. More suspension components on. So we ended up putting lower control arms in. The steering rack had a lot of play. So we put a brand new Toyota OE steering rack in, new inner and outer tie rods on that. Flushed the system, new power steering fluid. We did SPC upper control arms. The upper and lowers had a lot of play in the bushings and the ball joints, which is a bad combo. And then we did the rear springs and the rear 5160s. So it's all aligned and done and ready to go, and hopefully it drives a whole hell of a lot better than it did. If you guys want to see more of our builds and the kind of work we do here, give us a like, follow, subscribe if this is on YouTube, and you can always give us an email or call if you want to get your rig tuned up or upgraded.